Welcome. Let's take a look at our top story. Italy witnessed its highest jump in the number of deaths since February, with 475 deaths in just the last 24 hours. Now, this alone has also the highest single-day death toll in any nation since the first case of coronavirus was detected in China in December last year. In the latest coming in, Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte has announced that the country will extend its lockdown measures. Italy's northern region, Lombardy, which is the worst hit region, recorded 319 deaths of the total of 475. The death toll in Italy reaches nearly 3,000. This brings Italy close to eclipsing China's total death toll of 3,241. China's mortality rate was close to 4%. In Italy, it is at more than 8%. There are a total of 35,713 confirmed cases in the country. This comes as the country continues to reel under a complete lockdown. More than 60 million people are under lockdown in Italy. Meanwhile, the majority of the deaths have been of people above the age of 70 with pre-existing health conditions. Only 30% of these deaths have been those of women. In almost a month, the country has gone from just 3 cases to reporting the highest number of deaths. On your screens is a chart mapping the number of deaths in Italy across the last 2 weeks. As you can see, in the last week, the death toll has seen a massive surge. While in the last 2 days, the numbers were seen dipping, it took a sharp rise again in the last 24 hours. Italy has been under lockdown for the last 2 weeks, while experts believe that the total impact of the lockdown on the number of cases can only be seen in 2 to 3 weeks. The sudden surge in death toll seems to indicate otherwise. Shockingly, according to reports, the real number of deaths could be much higher than the official figure, and this comes as more and more fatalities emerge in nursing homes. Dozens of patients are dying each day who are not being registered as coronavirus fatalities because they have not even been tested. According to a mayor of an Italian town, a significant number of people have died, but the deaths are yet to be attributed to the outbreak. The second team of Chinese medical experts arrived in Italy to help the country deal with the increasing number of patients. The 12-member team from East China arrived in Lombardy, and they are set to work with Italian medical institutions for 2 weeks. Now, earlier we spoke to WION correspondent Lucy Hugh for more on this. Listen to what she had to say.
Well, any hopes that the drastic quarantine measures seen in Italy were starting to take effect have been quashed, with news that Italy has recorded the highest death toll due to the coronavirus of any country on record, including China. 475 deaths in just 24 hours, the bulk of those still contained to the northern Lombardy region. The Italian government is urging citizens to stick with the drastic quarantine measures, which are starting to take their toll on Italian citizens, saying that the effect will be felt in the coming days in terms of reducing the number of the rate of new infections, as well as that death toll, which continues to increase. The number of cases now in Italy in excess of 35,000. Meanwhile, in France, 30 million face masks have been delivered to medics around the country, and LVMH, the luxury fashion house, in just 72 hours has produced 12 tons of hand sanitizer, which is being delivered to 39 hospitals in and around the Paris area in the north of France. Here in Brussels, we're into our second day of lockdown. It's slightly less drastic than the measures we're seeing in France and Spain. People are being asked to stay at home as much as possible for all but essential travel to the supermarket or to the bank or to the pharmacy. People are, however, being encouraged to take exercise, even with a friend or someone that you live with, or whether it's a family member. So it is less drastic than the measures we are seeing in France and Spain. However, meanwhile, the European Central Bank at midnight local time here in Brussels announced a drastic package, asset buying package of 750 billion euros to keep borrowing costs in check, to help countries that want to increase spending to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic and the potential economic damage that it will do. That's a programme that will run until at least the end of 2020. Lucy Hoff, WION News, Brussels.